Hey guys, this is Joseph Lucero with Powerlifting Technique, and today we're going to talk about some top trap exercises that you should be using in your program to give you that big, huge back look and to make you look as threatening as much as you lift. With the trap muscles, I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you from the back. Most people think we're talking about up here, these dimples being the traps, but your trap muscles actually go from your neck. Okay, so they go from your neck all the way down your thoracic spine. So they start here, they end about at the mid-back. They take up a good portion of your back. When you do specific exercises, you recruit those trap muscles because they help you with elevation of the scapula, and they also help you with retraction of the scapula. So that means when the shoulder blades come together, or if they also go upright as well. Some people, for example, tell me, hey, are pull-ups a great exercise for your back? And I'll tell them, yes, pull-ups are great, but because of the pull-up action, you're actually recruiting a little bit more of the lat muscles than the trap muscles. So it's very important that throughout this video you pay attention to the actions of the joints, because that's going to help you understand which one works the trap more or less. So within this video we're going to talk about movements that go in the sagittal plane but also go in the frontal plane in order to reach the achievement of growing a bigger back, specifically in the trap area. So I'm going to go from number 5 to number 1. Number 1 is going to be my favorite trap exercise. Might be a little unconventional, but let's go ahead and start off with number 5. So number 5 is going to be the upright row. I got a band right here. I know it's not a bar or a cable, but I'm just going to use this as a demonstration. If you do an upright row with a gap between your body, so as you watch the band go up and down, if there's a gap in between my body and my forearms are flat, that's probably going to be more of my medial deltoid, so the shoulder right here. If I get my weight and glide against my body and let my elbows come up and my forearms point down, if I do the upright row in a gliding motion, I'm going to recruit mostly my upper traps. So the trap muscles, you have your upper fibers, your middle fibers, and your lower fibers. This upright row is going to be more of your upper fibers. So that's what's going to get you the dimples on top of your shoulders. So upright row is number 5 for me, but it's got to glide against the body. The second thing you're going to do is not just a normal cable row or bent over row or whatever kind of row. It's got to be a high row. Okay, so number 4 on my list is a high row. I'm going to use the band because it's the easiest and most accessible, but to do a high row, it's just as it sounds. You pull high. Okay, now if I pull low about right here, the lower I go, the lower the anatomy is recruited. So if I pull like towards my belly button, that might be some of the lats, the lower traps. But if I pull with an aiming point towards like my nipple line or my mid chest and keep pulling like this, I'm gonna feel my upper to middle traps being worked. So this horizontal row has to be towards the chest. And because of that aiming point being higher, it's making my scapula retract, and that's a great exercise for the traps of the mid-back. The third exercise I'm going to talk about is shrugs. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and grab my dumbbells right here. With a shrug, most people do this. They hold the weight, whether it's a barbell or it's dumbbells. They just pull their shoulders up and down. That's called scapular elevation. But what I want to do is I'm going to do a bent arm shrug. So what happens is I shrug, but I bend my elbows. And when I do that, you'll see from the back, my shoulder blades come up and they retract. So now instead of hitting my upper traps, I row a little bit and I'm hitting my upper to mid back. Okay, so shrugs, I would definitely say, are my third favorite exercise. Now my second favorite exercise is the deadlift. Okay, that's going to grow your traps tremendously. The body has all types of contractions. You got your eccentric, which is the stretch. You got your concentric, which is the shortening. And then you have your isometric, which is the motionless contraction. When you do a deadlift, you're pulling weight from the floor. So it starts on the floor. So you can see down here, I pull the weight to my hips and back down using a little bit of leg drive. And when I do that, my shoulder blades are fixated, okay? But when I do that exercise, they're fixated and they're motionless for the most part because I'm trying to keep them tense and in position from start to finish. So even though the deadlift doesn't make me necessarily elevate or retract my shoulder blades, those trap muscles, although motionless, are being trained, and the bigger your deadlift's gonna be, the bigger your back's gonna be. So I definitely think the deadlift is a huge tool for growing the upper to middle to lower trap because it has to stabilize the weight from start to finish. Now that leads me to number 1. My number 1 exercise for the traps is the farmer carry. So you've seen it in strongman, you've seen it on the internet. You're holding weights by your side and you're walking a specific distance. Now, the question is, why would farmer carries be good for your traps? It's the same thing as the deadlift. Your traps are motionless, or your traps are motionless because your shoulder blades should be stabilized. But as you walk, you're being challenged to stabilize the weight. So even though your shoulder blades aren't going back and forward, up and down, they're trying to stay tight to keep the weight motionless by your sides. And I guarantee that someone with a heavy farmer walk has big traps, but even though someone has big traps, doesn't mean they have a heavy farmer walk. So what I'm trying to say from there is, the harder you train your farmers, the harder you train your deadlift, the more your back's gonna grow, and this can be showcased by your training. So hopefully throughout this video, you've learned a few things. Just to review: upright row, high row, shrugs, deadlifts, farmer walks. Those are my 5 top exercises that might shorten the muscle, stretch it, or stabilize it as an isometric. And I guarantee that if you integrate these movements in your training, you'll see a big change in your anatomy and feel stronger than ever. So if you like the video, please subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, and hopefully we'll catch you next time.